Thank you for tuning in to Terry Swoope videos. Make sure to subscribe and hit those notification bells for future videos. On today's video, I'm going to do a Where They Now on the beautiful actress Troy Byer. She was mostly known for her acting in the 1990s and the 1980s. She was born on November 7th, 1964. And she started off as a child actress on the show Sesame Street in the early 1980s. And then her first acting role was in the movie The Cotton Club. And then her first major role was in Dynasty, where she played Diane Carroll's daughter. And she was on Dynasty for a few years. And at the time, Dynasty was one of the most popular shows in America. It was a primetime soap opera. And this show got over 30 million viewers per show. And this is one of the things that made her an international star, being on the #1 show in the country. In 1987, Troy got her first starring role in a movie, playing Prince Markie Dee's girlfriend in Disorderlies. At the time, the Fat Boys was one of the biggest rap groups in the country. And I thought they were great in this movie. I thought this was one of the funniest movies of my childhood. I really enjoyed this movie. It made about $20 million at the box office. It wasn't that big of a hit, but this movie became a cult classic. And I thought Troy Byer was great in this movie. But the movie that she's most known for is playing Baby Doll in The 5 Heartbeats, which came out in 1991. The 5 Heartbeats is one of the greatest black movies of all time. This movie is legendary. It's a cult classic. And she plays one of the main roles in the movie, playing the girlfriend of one of the singers in the group.
Baby Doll. Baby Doll. What's happening, babe? It's really happening.
After The 5 Heartbeats, she played in the comedy movie Weekend at Bernie's 2. And after this movie, she kind of walked away from acting and she became a writer and a director. She wrote the screenplay for the comedy movie Babs, which starred Halle Berry. She also wrote and directed Nick Cannon's first movie, which Love Don't Cost a Thing. And she became a well-known writer and director in Hollywood. In the early 90s, she dated a lot of different rich, famous men. She dated Marion Van Peebles. She dated Quincy Jones. She dated Prince. She was with Prince for a few years, and she was also in his music videos. You saw any of Prince's music videos in the early 90s, you were going to see Troy Byer in those music videos. But she eventually settled down with a man named Mark Berg. She married him in 1994, and she was married to him for 6 years, from 1994 to 2000. And they had 2 kids together, a boy and a girl. Mark Berg is a rich, wealthy man. He produced shows like 2.5 Men. He produced Friends. He produced the Saw movies. So this man is very wealthy. And I'm pretty sure she got a huge divorce settlement when they got divorced in 2000. After her marriage to Mark Berg, she briefly dated George Lucas, the director of the Star Wars series. And today she's a writer and therapist. That's what she's doing now. And she's 56 years old. And as you can see, this woman is still beautiful at 56 years old. And I'm glad to see that she's still alive and well and still working. I'm going to show some of the recent videos that she's been posting on social media. Make sure to follow her on Twitter and social media.
I'm Troy Byer. I've had the privilege of doing so many great things in my life. I have been an actress, writer and director. Currently, I'm earning my doctorate degree in psychology, but what I really do is whatever brings me joy in life. That's all I gotta say about that.
Hi everyone, I am so excited. My son is on his way up, Jordan. He's 19, he's a teenager, full-fledged, almost gonna be 20, but I'm not even gonna go there because I'll start crying. But he's coming to visit me and I'm at the lake house, I'm at my lake house, and why that is so exciting is because I think accumulatively I've seen my son for maybe 3 hours over the past month because he is just so busy He's going to USC. He's, you know, working as a manager. He wants to represent talent. His artist just broke out with his new single this month, and so he's just been so busy, and I'm just so excited. Yeah, so I'm like, what am I gonna feed him? What are we gonna do? And just all these wonderful things are going through my mind, ways of which I can make sure that we make just a lot of time together. I've been single for 3 years because I can't do that. I don't have the space, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy. And so unless I meet someone who I feel is at least an 8, then I just, you know, I'm sitting it out, man. I'm like, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that. I don't. I'm working on finishing my PhD and, you know, building my brand, and I just can't be building a man and building my brand at the same time and trying to raise a man. If a guy's a 2, it's because he's probably on some level chosen to be a 2, and you are not going to get a return on your investment. I'm sorry, sisters. I don't care how hard you try. It's very rare because, you know, you might get an 8 out of a 2 if you like really put some elbow grease into it, but you're going to age about, you know, I don't know, you'll age at least 100 years in the process, so it's not even worth it. Ain't nobody got time for that. Just go for the best of the best, and if you feel like you have to build a man, you might want to look at yourself before you wreck yourself.